A quick overview of Xarray Graph's PyQt user interface for Xarray data trees. So shown on the left here is a tree view for an Xarray data tree. Holding control on the mouse wheel, you can expand, collapse the nodes. Each data tree node is shown in orange, and within each node we have in magenta the coordinates and in blue the data variables. Selecting any of these items will give you an informational output shown here on the right. This output is exactly as you would get if you were printing the item to the console. If nothing is selected, you get a printout of the entire data tree, and it's worth mentioning that shown here are all of these nodes. These top-level nodes are actually children of the root node, which is not shown. And so if nothing is selected, we get a printout of the full tree. When we select an item, we also down here can see the attributes metadata. You can expand, collapse this, make it full, drag this around. These attributes are fully editable, so you can edit the values. You can also add new values, and you can input even dictionaries of values. So now we have a dictionary item. These can be nested to any level of nesting as you would like. And when serializing this to a, say, HDF5 file, these nested attributes will be converted to strings and then reconverted upon deserialization when opening. We also have access in this view to decide exactly what elements we want to view. So right-click gives a context menu, and here we can choose to show the variables, the coordinates, the inherited coordinates. If we want to see the columns for the dimensions and units, which are shown here, so dimensions and units, the units come from the attributes metadata dictionary with the key units. So we could choose not to show the coordinates. Or if we do want to show the coordinates, we could also choose to show inherited coordinates, which are shown in a faded color here. They are not selectable. We can only interact with non-inherited coordinates. The information and attributes view that we see in this user interface on the right column here, if you only are going to use the data tree view widget, you still have access to these as pop-ups. So I can select an item and click info, and I'll get a pop-up of that informational view. Or I can also do the same into adders, and I will have a user editable attributes metadata dictionary. We can remove selections or items just by selecting remove selection in the context menu. You can also cut, copy, and paste. Here's some expanding and collapsing, which is typically just done with control in the mouse wheel. View full is useful. So if you have everything sort of expanded or collapsed, or you don't have all of the columns resized to show everything, view full will fully expand everything for you. In case you run into an issue where the user interface is not appropriately displaying your underlying data tree, again, this is in beta development, then you can always select refresh, and that should refresh the tree. You can drag and drop the items, so we can move these around. I can just drag again over to here. We can put inherit as a child of again. We can move anything we want around. However, it must adhere to the data tree policies of alignment such that descendant nodes must be aligned with their parent nodes. So if we attempt to drag a node into another node to which it does not align, we'll get a conflict message, and so that will not be allowed. You can create new windows, so file new, we'll get a new window. I can drag and drop or copy and paste between windows. So here, let me just copy the RASM tree node. I will go into my new window and paste this, and here we have it. Let's view full, view all. We can drag this over. So now we have a copy. I can also drag and drop between these. So we could drag the air temperature node over, and now we have that as well. And it's been removed from here, so we've actually moved the node from one data tree to another. If you just want to copy and paste, then you can do that. So this is pretty useful. There is nice file I/O. So if we want to open from file, we can open a Xarray directory, or we can import a netcdf or HDF5 file. There's also a few imports here that are for specific file formats that I work with. You can save, and this will be current options are saving either as a Xarray directory or a netcdf HDF5 file. I think that just about does it. That gives you a quick overview of what's possible with Xarray Graph's Xarray.DataTree viewer.